Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, I'm Spirit Medium Laura, your host of this radio show. I've been channeling spirit for over 30 years and recently was chosen for the 2014 book, 100 Top Psychics in America. Here's how to LOVE love your readings on this radio show. L is for let spirit lead. O is for only one question or connection per caller. V is for validate all advice with a licensed professional. And E is for enjoy the show. Stay tuned for additional announcements. Hi, everybody. This is Spirit Medium Laura. I hope that you can hear me. I don't have Susie today, so if you can hear me, please use the chat room to let me know. But I believe I'm live now and that you can hear me. This evening is like every other week. We will be doing other side connections first, and then we will be focusing in on those who've called in for life questions, which means about your own life. And I'll start with a little inspiration as well. I have no idea if it's going to be busy or not this evening. Every time I say it looks quiet, then the switchboard fills up. So we'll see what happens. But right now it is a little bit on the quiet side, which is good or bad, depending on your perspective. I'd like to remind everybody that if you'd like to be in the contest to win a free session, all you need to do is go to the website for this show, which is spiritmediumtv.com. And on the upper right of that page, you'll see you can join my mailing list. There's a form to join my mailing list. And then you're in to win a free session with me, 30 minutes phone or Skype. And it's a monthly contest, so you actually have a very good chance of winning because it's not against my entire list of names. It's only against those who are new. And plus, you also become aware of special things that I'm doing, special offers I have, that kind of a thing, sales, for example, that kind of a thing, once you're on my mailing list, articles, sales, announcements, that kind of thing. Speaking of announcements, I've decided to become or to get a certification in health coaching besides all the other things I'm doing, which is just was chosen as a research medium for afterlifedata.com, and we've got some of those sessions coming up. Afterlifedata.com. You can find out more about them by going to my website, the home page, and there's a link there on my home page. But I also decided to get into health more seriously, as I do medical intuition, or people ask me about their health. But on top of that, I just see too many people needlessly getting sick and not realizing how to take responsibility for their own health. So that will be another service. And I think it's very powerful to blend the skills of a medium or a psychic with also scientific, evidential kind of health advice together. And I feel it will serve you, my public, very well. So just keep that in mind. That probably is coming in early spring of next year. I'm starting in January. You can watch this show live. That's all it is my head bopping around. So it's not really very fascinating, but it is happening because I also simultaneously broadcast this show via YouTube on my website at spiritmediumtv.com, item number 2 on that page. And tonight's inspiration is going to be about co-creation, which I've been using a lot in private sessions with clients, talking to them a lot about, people call me and they think, or they connect with me and they want me to do a reading for them, and everybody's used to a psychic saying, oh, this is going to happen to you. That's going to happen to you. And even as a child, I really didn't like that when my mother used to read my cards and tell me this was going to happen to me and that was going to happen to me. It didn't feel right to me. It didn't make any sense. I thought, well, don't I have any part in this? Am I not part of the creation process? And so nowadays, people more or more often than not, realize that there are spiritual laws and that the universe is consciousness. It is reactive to our input. It's responsive consciousness. There's a great book out by Deepak Chopra called The Future of God. And I happen to just happened to trip into it yesterday. It was on a PBS channel in my area, and he said, basically, God is consciousness, and I tell people that. I say God is conscious, and it doesn't mean that if you're religious and you follow specific religious beliefs that that's not true either. But behind everything, behind the scientific version of the universe, behind the agnostic and the atheist, and behind the very religious person, this would hold true. It's sort of a classic and universal way to look at the universe. What is everything that is? The universe, the infinite universe, is a conscious creative force, and that can be likened to the future of God, according to Deepak Chopra, and I am in agreement with that. So, if our future is not set, if we are co-creators as little human beings floating around, if we have free will and all that other good stuff, well, how do we take advantage of this? And I was awakened in the middle of the night with some ideas on that subject. I was being told by spirit, given information. And what they told me to do was instruct my subconscious, that 8-year-old part of us that's not reasoning, is emotional, and just has all these memories, and these memories it holds as true. And what it is doing, your subconscious, is sending it out into the super conscious mind of God. Universal mind, mind of God, infinite mind, whatever you want to call that thing, called this creative consciousness of our infinite universe. So if you don't address your subconscious, you're getting mishigash, you're getting craziness, okay? Getting craziness. And so I was told to tell my subconscious, I want this, now go out and make it with the superconscious mind of God. Okay. Now, depending on your perspective and what your terminology is, this could be said in different ways. There's a great book called Hiring the Heavens. I can't remember the author's name, but it came up today because I was working with a client, which kind of says the same thing. It says you have a team of spiritual helpers, and all you have to do is organize them, tell them what you want, and they're going to go out and create it. I call it the subconscious. Okay. So there's a part of us, a part of our mind, a part of our consciousness that is a mirror, but a mirror we need to use. That's our subconscious. It's a mirror of what we've instructed. And if you don't use it, then it's still sending out bad signals. If you have a false belief, you have a belief that you're not worth anything, it's sending out into the superconscious creative instructions to the superconscious mind to make you believe over and over again that you're not worthy. So take a look at that. And since I started to do this, I've been seeing some big changes in my own life, but I won't go into particulars because it'd be personal. Okay, so let's go to the lines. As I said, I'm giving priority to those people that have called in for other side connections. I do feel it's going to be a slower night than others. So I just play this by ear. That means that everybody that's here tonight, and we do have some people waiting in the queue, will get a little more time. Okay, so Patty, how are you this evening?
I'm good. Hi, Laura.
Hi, honey. So where's 970? Is that New Jersey?
No, it's Colorado, actually.
Okay. I just try to get a little patter going at the beginning before I get into your other side connection, if you will, just so we connect a little bit, and it's kind of fun to learn a little bit about you. But let me see who's.
Yeah, I just moved here. I'm from Ohio, actually.
Oh, okay. Well, good for you. I hope you're liking it there. And what are you in Denver?
It's really nice. Yeah. Well, yes, I'm about a half hour away from Denver. Yeah, it's in a little suburb of Denver.
Good for you.
It's really nice.
Good for you. A new start and a new beginning. Okay, so let me. Yeah. So let's see. When I talked to you earlier, I pre-screen the calls, everybody listening, if I can, if I have time. I felt a father figure to you or male to you. And now, let me just go with that. and let's see what's going to happen here. Okay, so Patty from Colorado. Your father is here. There's a father figure here. Let's just put it to you that way. I'm going to see if he wants to give me some kind of vision of him or some detail about him. And then I'm going to come back to you and see if you can understand this person, if you can validate or confirm. Okay. First thing I want to say is I think your father might have been a smoker, because the first thing he's doing is showing me a man smoking. Do you understand, Dad, to smoke, please?
This could be a few people.
Oh, okay.
My grandfather smoked. Yes, could be a few people.
Okay, fine. The first thing I see is a man smoking. Okay, and actually, he's wearing an outfit. Everything is significant, even though I may not think it is. So I have to relay everything. He's wearing an outfit that might have been worn in the 50s. It's like what do you call that? Like geez, I can't describe these things. They give me pictures. I can't even describe them. It's like a wide-brimmed hat that men very commonly wore in the 50s or late 40s, early 50s. And there he is smoking, and he's wearing a jacket that has like this tawny kind of grayish-brown color to it. It's a coat, and it looks like it's, what do they call those things, like a raincoat, but a little bit more elegant fabric to it. Okay, so this man probably did live during the 50s. Okay, that's one clue that we need to take up on this. See if he wants to give me, yeah, I need to get something else. Come on, sir, please come in, love. Okay. No, are you kidding me, sir? Okay. Who was the guy that played Rhett Butler in Gone with the Wind? This is the face he's giving me.
Gosh.
He's giving me this kind of a face, if you will. Excuse me? Excuse me? What did you say, Patty?
Oh, I'm going to say, I said that was kind of before my time. I don't know who that is.
Oh, okay. Well, there was a movie, and there was a guy, his old movie star, and so I'll just describe the face I'm being given. Dark hair, light skin, slender nose, debonair, high cheekbones, handsome. What else can I say? But, you know, more of a fairer skin and dark hair. This person who's showing to me would have looked similar to that. A square jawline, good-looking guy, a smoker. I wish you would give me more, sir, so I could get her to confirm who you are. Also now wearing a bit of a cap as well. Went from the other look to a cap. When he was a boy, he wore a cap. He seems to have come from Europe, a northern type of country. The family line comes from Europe. So that would have been England, or it could have been Ireland, or it could have been just let's see, Anglo-Saxon. I'll just say like that, even Germany or what have you. But he said actually more like England, if you understand. You already said yes to that.
Yeah, England, Wales, yes.
Perfect. Okay.
Even Ireland and Scotland. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Because he's wearing a little cap that you would have seen a lad wear in the 30s. So it's maybe in the 1930s. He's a boy. Then he moves up. He's a man. He's wearing the hat from the 50s. He's got the raincoat on. He's got that nice hat on, and he's smoking a little bit. Good-looking man, with dark hair is his original color, high cheekbones. A family man, a loving man, he says, and a man about town as well. Active in business, high intellect. And also very patient, he tells me, very patient and gentle kind of temperament. He was around the house a lot when you were growing up. He was near the family a lot. Let's see if there's something to do with blood problems. Hold on. He's trying to give me what was going on with his health, okay? Blood. There's something going on with his blood, and I'm trying to get him to tell me more about that. Blood issues, heart issue, cardiovascular. Okay, he gets me the right word. Cardiovascular issues, blood, heart pounding a lot, in and out of bed, a lot of bed rest towards the end, not feeling well for quite some while. He says, I see him, wait a minute. See him, okay, there's a woman to him also, female. I believe this might be his wife, but I don't want to bring in two souls at once. I just want to kind of focus on him. Okay, so there's bed rest towards the end, a lot of care in the family. And I also get a sense of you're a mother to him. So this would mean it's coming in on your mother's side of the family, like a grandpa. Do you understand places for grandpa, for mom's mom? Mom's father?
Oh, you know what? I was actually thinking that it was on my dad's side, but it could be very well be on my mother's.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, he's telling me that that's where, and I feel this care that she's giving him, or he's close to the family, around the family. And as he moves towards his latter years, there's care, mom's around, your mother around, and people like that to help him. Uh, to help him feel at home. He also says that he had a small place to live in. He didn't live with you. He had his own place, like a cottage, off in the woods, something like that. But it was close to where you guys were living. Do you understand this for this particular grandpa? If not, we have to broaden it again.
Well, when you say it's on my mother's side, I have had an uncle that lived close to me in his own little, very small little place. He had heart problems. I'm sure he did smoke.
Oh, and this is your mother's.
Once in a while.
Okay, so this is your mother's brother then. Okay.
No.
Oh,
it's on my dad's side.
But he's close to you, and people in the family are aiding him as he comes to senior years. Is that right? Because he's saying there is care there for him, and he's got a small house, a little cottage. He lives near you, and he was around the house a lot. Okay, so then we've got your uncle on your father's side. That's what we have here.
Wait a minute. This could be my grandfather too, because he lived. My mother cared for him, and he lived on his own till the end. But he didn't have heart issues, and he didn't smoke.
Oh, he did smoke when he was younger, though. He probably smoked when he was younger.
Okay, you have to ask. He probably.
I'm pretty sure that he did.
Right.
Yeah, and I have to say that because he showed me himself living in the 30s. In other words, he's got a little cap on like boys wore when they wore their knickers and the little cap on their head. And then he shows me dressed for the 1950s as he's a man. It seems it would have to be grandfather to you.
That's very, yeah.
Okay, so we've got he says England or that area. He shows me the cap when he was young. He shows me he smoked in the 50s. He shows me the garb. He also gives me the face, which even features. I would just run that by you again. His original hair color was brown, and he had like a medium to lighter complexion. And he's got, even features. The man that was that movie star looks like he's Anglo-Saxon also. So just add that in, since you don't know who I'm talking about. Just leave it like that.
I do, yeah.
Okay. So
I think that should fit. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, he's here with you right now, this particular grandpa, and he says he was very fond of you growing up. He says you like to sit on his lap, and he would tell you stories. So what you need to do is confirm for me that you were around him. He also said he was around the house some as you were growing up. Do you understand, please?
Yes.
Okay.
I wonder if this was my great-grandfather, too. Oh, my gosh. This is really...
Okay. Well, let me just continue a little bit, honey. I'm sorry it could fit so many different people. It's pretty specific information. Did all of them have brown hair, everybody you're thinking of?
Yes.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Okay.
This might be my grandfather, actually.
On your mother's side? Or your father's side? Which you don't know which side from what?
I did know my great-grandfather for just a little while growing up. He died when I was very young, like not before 10, I think.
Okay. So I don't know if it could be everybody, so I'm going to go through the list very clearly because we gave you a lot of information, okay? He's living in London or in the English or Scott or Wales or whatever, that area, when he's a boy. So out of all of those people, who fits that?
It'd have to be on my dad's side, I would think.
And your dad's father, probably. And you don't know if he smoked. You said that your dad's father did not smoke?
No, he did.
He did, okay. Because he said he smoked.
And he had dark hair.
He had dark hair. He's a good-looking man. I'm telling you, this man's nose and features and cheekbones, everything's even for his face. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. He said he was a man about town. That means dynamic, but he also was a kind, soft, gentle temperament as well. So he's dynamic, but he also has a soft side to his personality. You may not know all that about him, but just adding that in. He says that there was cardiovascular towards the end issues, and that he lived near your home growing up. He had his own place. Do you understand that for Grandpa?
Yes.
Okay. And your mother seemed to have been there to care for him also. So even if it was your father's father, she was involved a little bit in helping him. Okay. Do you understand that, please? Okay. And he held you on his knee when you were little, and he would, just talk to you, whatever, give you little stories and that kind of a thing. I hear humor, a lot of humor. He had humor. He's playful, kind of nice guy. There's a sense of you having, it's a very slight sense of you having a brother also. Do you have a brother, please?
No, I'm an only child, actually.
Okay, well, I just had that sense. It wasn't very clear, so I don't know what that was all about. Let that go. Let me see if there's anything else. Now, you're waiting to speak with one person in particular, I would assume, correct? Because, it took you such a long time to pin it on your father's father. I'm assuming that you have in your mind someone else. Is that correct, love?
It could be. Yeah, I think so.
Well, you asked me for
I
others.
was hoping to hear from my Uncle Jim, and there were some details that you got that I thought that it might be him.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But then
Well, it
some
does fit.
details were.
Okay, well, let's just say the cardiovascular and all that goes with Grandpa on your father's side. It was very specific, even from where he came from and what he, all of that was there. So we're going to leave that with that. We can see now if there's your Uncle Jim, and I think that's your mother's. Oh no, it's your father's brother, right? You said, I forgot who you said it was.
Yeah, actually, he's my great uncle, so it's my father's uncle.
Oh, it's your great uncle, so it could have been him. Okay, so let's leave this with Grandpa, and let's see if we can pull in Uncle Jim. And we'll see, because well, now I'm getting a lot more people waiting, but let's just say, Uncle Jim, you want to come in, sweet?
No, I'm so sorry.
Not a problem, honey, not a problem. It's not your fault. Hold on. Okay, now this particular man that I see seems to have a lot of problem in the chest area, like as if he had heart problems. I think you said he did already because you said we were hoping for your uncle. So do you know if Uncle Jim had heart problems? Because there's cardiovascular and heart problems that I'm seeing in this person.
That's what he passed of.
Okay. There's a lot of pain, by the way, in the chest area. It was very difficult for him. He had a lot more pain, he says, than most people that have these issues. He says mostly it's a silent killer, but for him, it was something that he felt on a daily basis. He used to feel pains in his chest on a regular basis. It was difficult. He shows me his hands are gnarled, difficult getting around. He shows me, for some reason, he shows me himself with different features. Remember, I said your dad's father was very even featured. This man is not quite as good looking as your grandpa. Okay, his nose is a little rounder, and maybe just could be aging, but his nose hangs it's a little rounder. He's also lost hair on the top of his head. It looks like his original color was brown, but
that's him.
Yeah, but he still shows me the brown hair even after he's lost hair on the top of his head, which is kind of interesting because it's almost as if he might have dyed it at some point or that he just remained with darker hair as he got older. Does it make sense to you, please?
I think he might have dyed it for a time, but then, but then he stopped, and it was originally brown. It might have had some brown flecks in it, yeah.
Yeah, well, I think he was trying to show me that he did dye it for a period at least, and when he is dyeing it, it looks like there is a missing hair on the top of his head as well. He's laughing a little bit at that. He says, "Why do you have to make it so technical to me, Laura?" He says, "Can't you just overlook those little things?" He doesn't want me to get involved with that. He says to you, Patty, he says, "You were all over the place when you were little. You were just a little ball of fire. Zip, 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 all over the place. Cute little darling." He says, and you love that puppy of yours. I'm assuming you had a dog then. Is that correct, please?
I did, yeah.
Okay, you loved your puppy, you loved your house, you loved your family, you loved everything. You had the best childhood, I swear. At least you never complained much to all of us. You were just the apple of our eye. All of us, we loved you so much. Your mother, your family, everything. He says, I'm fine where I am. I guess he must be one of the more recent passings for you to be asking for him. So I won't ask for confirmation on that. Let me see if there's any other personal message he wants to give you, darling, and then I'll move to the next caller. See if there's anything he wants to say other than what he said. He says, no, he says, you've got everything under control, Patty. He says, I like the way I was placed, or where I was placed when I was buried. He says, I like the arrangements that were made for me. He says, everyone was very kind, you in particular. He says something about, yeah, there must have been a speech or a memorial portion of his send-off, if you will, because he's saying to me that you were one of the speakers, or you said some nice things about him at his funeral. Yes, you understand?
Yes.
You spoke for him. He says it was hard for everyone to say goodbye. He says, and hard for me as well. But he wants you to know that he's very happy in his new home and spirit on the other side. And for some reason, I don't know if it's just I looked at that color or if it has some significance, but is the color red significant in any way for him? Was there red cloak over his coffin or red used in some way? I could just be influenced by the color red in front of me, but I have to say, all of a sudden I saw the color red.
Well, we were each given a red rose, and so we ended up putting it on top of his casket.
Okay, all right.
So while he was being buried. That's possible.
Okay, well, there's the red over the casket, because I saw this rush of red over his casket. So he's just acknowledging that in a very rough way, I'll admit, but nevertheless, he's acknowledging that. He loved that send-off. He says he loved that send-off. He says he was standing there, by the way, as everyone was saying goodbye to him. And yeah, he says, and he was crying a little bit too, but he says it's not the same now. He says, I'm happy as a lark where I am. I've got no headaches, I've got no problems, and I look in on you and the other family members from time to time. Now, there's a sense again of you, maybe this is why I felt the boy with you, that you have a son then, if you don't have a brother. Do you have a son then, please?
I don't know.
Okay, do you have, okay, well, I just have a sense of a little boy around you, so I don't know what that is, okay? I'll just leave that with you. Could also be if you have a pet, you know, sometimes when we don't have children, we have pets instead. It could also just be likening that to you, just realizing that that's there. But he just says, he comes in, he says hello from time to time, and he's not going to leave you alone for a while, he says. He's chuckling a little bit, that he will come in to visit from time to time. There's something.
I hope so.
Yeah, there's something about a birthday coming up or around this time of year that's also significant for him. Do you understand a birthday for him, Uncle Jim, please?
Yes. Yeah.
His birthday, yeah. His birthday is coming up soon. He says, you know, remember me on my birthday and thank you so much for all the gifts you've always given me. Okay?
Oh, thank you so much, Laura. That was really great.
Thank you, Patty, honey. God bless. Bye-bye.
Everything you said, yeah, made sense, and definitely with my Uncle Jim, but yeah, also with the family member too. The other family member, my grandfather. I'm pretty sure it was my grandfather.
Sure. Well, you know, you can always listen to this again. It's recorded. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that.
Okay, honey. Thanks a lot for calling in, Patty. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, honey. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm going to go to Barbara, who's been waiting patiently, and then Penny, I will get to you. Whoops. Barbara, hello. How are you this evening?
I'm doing just fine. How are you, Laura?
Hanging in there. Hanging in there. Okay, so I know you want to have another side connection, so I'm going to go to that right away. Let's see. I kind of feel a female to you in spirit, like a mother figure or a soft energy, a sweet energy, a loving energy. And she does present as a bit older. So there's like a sense of her living to an advanced age. She's got a softness to her hair. It's layered. It's There's some wave to it, and it's layered evenly. It kind of goes, like it's the same length on the top as towards the ears and then towards the back. It's a soft kind of, it could be that it's white, or it could be that it had blonde and white mixed together, but it's just got this soft kind of creamy kind of color to it, if you will. She looks like she has a bit of a dowager's hump, but not that much, but just, she's advanced age. She's getting along well. She's getting around in her latter years. And I also see, even though she is more senior, this particular woman, that she's very spry and getting around. Okay, she's not debilitated. It's like almost as if up to the end she's pretty alert, pretty much getting around, doing what she needs to do. Even her own grocery shopping, she tells me. But it also looks like, see something. I think she's trying to give me something here. Okay, and she's showing me her face now. Looks like she wore glasses, at least from time to time, but she's showing me glasses. She's showing me wrinkles on the face and that kind of thing, an oval kind of face, a straight nose, strong. It's long, but not too long for the face, even features. Kind woman, good heart, outgoing personality, and caretaker for the family for many years. The person who everyone went to for love and for mothering and for care. Do you understand this yet from anything? I didn't get her cause of passing yet, but is this resonating for you? I might as well just check in with you before I continue.
Exactly.
It is, okay. She's a loving person. Spry up to the end, something about getting her own groceries, going grocery shopping. But there's something sudden then that shifts, and that's when I stopped before, like as if where she's doing really well, all of a sudden something changes. I'm trying to get her to talk about that. I didn't feel well suddenly, she says, and then it was sort of, not good after that. It was all over. And there's something very sudden, a sudden change in her health. I can't put my finger on it just yet. Cardiovascular. It seems like it would be something with a heart kind of issue, like a heart attack or something like that. Do you understand this for the person you're thinking of, please?
Yes, she had to have a valve replaced in her heart.
Yeah, and then after that, she was never quite as spry. She says, but she did make the best of it. She got around a lot on her own, even as much fiercely independent, obviously. Actually, it was difficult for people around her because everybody wants her to slow down or take it easy or let me help you, and she's very independent. She wants to be independent. To the end, she says, I wanted to be independent. And then I see other things going wrong with her health. Some of them. One of the things. Might as well say it comes in as a little bit odd, but a little bit of incontinence. She shows me that. And other things failing with her health. Mental clarity not there as it used to be, eyesight getting worse, and she says, but she wants to thank you for taking care of her a lot of the time, and she also says it wasn't easy for you because you have a very busy life. At least at that time, it was very difficult for you to get to her and to help her. There were other people around that could have helped and did help, but for you, you would have liked to have been there more, but you weren't always able to. You had, as if you had other things going on in your life. Feels like other people needed you, or you had a job or work, or something was getting in the way of you being able to care for her on a day-to-day basis. And she says she didn't want you to be there on a day-to-day basis anyway. Makes sense to you, please?
Yes.
Okay. She says, of course I forgive you for that. It was nothing was ever thought that was, she's not bringing it up because she thought it was bad or anything. She thinks it was great that you did struggle to make the time, that you did struggle to be there for her and try to help in decision making and caring for her and all of this. She says it was marvelous, actually. And she wants you to know she used to thank her lucky stars every day that you were in her life when this was going on. Yep. She says, I didn't show it a lot. She didn't say it a lot, but underneath it all, she's thinking, thank goodness I have Barbara around me, because what would I do without her? What would I do without my lovely Barbara? And now I'm getting choked up because I feel the emotion that she has, with that feeling of, I'm so connected to my lovely, I'm assuming she's your mom. Is that correct, love? Yeah, this lovely feeling of being so fortunate to be your mother and that you're there fighting for her, to get her everything that she can have, and that you had other responsibilities, and yet you still took the time, made the time. And it wasn't, this is more so than other people I speak with. You really had some other responsibilities, and it was more than your own homemaking. It feels like either you didn't live close by or you had a job, but something else was very, very much pulling you in another direction. So,
It was a job,
yeah,
administrative job in family services.
there you go. So she recognizes how hard this was for you, but how much you wanted to give her everything that was available to her. She says that your father is there with her in spirit. So I'm assuming that Dad then is in spirit as well. Correct, please? Yeah, and he looks down on you as well. He says the two of you. Dad says the two of you. Is there another sibling to you, or are you married, or there's somebody else around you he's looking down on? Dad.
There's 6 siblings.
6 siblings. Okay, so there's more than 2 of you. Are you part of a couple yourself? There's something about
And
2.
my husband
Yes.
passed 3 years ago.
Oh, interesting. Wow. Okay. I don't know why he says 2 of you, because you're here on Earth and your husband's in spirit, unless he's trying to segue us into that. I can't spend too much time with one person, as you know, because I have other people waiting. But I just wanted to give you that mother. I wanted to let you know Dad's there. And I'm going to take a quick look-see at your spouse who's transcended or transitioned into spirit. See if he wants to make a show. Has to be fast, sir. Okay. Yeah, he's here. There's something about him having a problem in the breathing or chest area. I feel a hand on my throat or my chest area. Let me see if he wants to develop further. Please come in. There are also cardiovascular issues with him.
He died of a heart attack, yes.
He said he didn't last very long after the first one. He says, but there were a couple of them. He says it was painful. He says it was difficult for you and for everyone, as well as for me. The transition was not an easy one. There's a suddenness to it, and a feeling like of being incomplete and not having correct closure for you, he says. He says, but I'm there with you all the time. I come in to visit all the time, at the foot of your bed, around you, giving you healing, helping you with your own heart. And he doesn't mean cardiovascular, just healing emotionally. He says it's always difficult to lose a spouse, particularly one that you're very close to and that we got along. He says, I'm here with you, my dear. I'm here with you. And he hands you a red rose for the holidays, because he wants you to think of only the good times and only of the love that we had. And so he hands you a rose. I'm just seeing, there's a child under the 2 of you, at least one. Let me see if I can pick that up. It seems like there's a child there. There's a child with you, yes?
Not between us, no.
Okay. Okay. Let me see what
Could be our dog.
Could be your dog. Yeah, that's like your child. No, well, I'll leave that alone for a moment. But he's looking in on the, yeah, okay, that probably is your dog. He's looking in on the both of you and trying to give you hope and air and breath for the future, respiration for the future. He says, you will clear this out of your life soon, and you will be on to new things, my dear love. You will be on to new things. I'm trying to give you something that's very specific that only he would be able to say. Wow. I just keep getting out of breath because whenever he had the heart attack or whatever he had, there's like a problem with breathing, obviously. Hold on. Are you trying to find something in the house that's missing or that you can't find? He's giving me a sense that there's something that you've misplaced or that you're missing, and he's trying to help you find it.
It just seems like all the time there's something that I can't find that I'm always saying if Kevin was here, he would know where it is.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then he shows me that. He shows me he's trying to help you find things. Okay. He is trying to help you find things. So he says the way to find everything is to listen to your heart more. He says through your heart, you will remember. He says your emotions are all skewed up now. And he says that's why you're forgetting things. He says, but eventually that will clear out. The cobwebs in your head will clear out, and you'll be able to find everything just swell without me. He says, when you find your heart again, you'll be able to find everything you need to find again. So he loves you, and he sends you his love and his blessings for the future. He says, don't hold on to the past much longer. He says, big changes are coming for you.
Okay.
Okay, sweetheart?
Okay, Laura. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Barbara. Much love. Thank you. Bye. Bye-bye.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, honey. Bye-bye. Yeah, I didn't say Merry Christmas to everybody and Happy New Year, or Happy Hanukkah, blah, blah, blah. Well, I have next week to say Happy New Year. But I'm wearing red tonight. And I didn't say Happy Hanukkah last week, so please forgive me. But it is a joyful time of year and a time of memory, remembering, a time of thinking of those that have transitioned. And I just want to acknowledge that for everybody listening, that I'm sure that your loved ones are close to you and around you now. Okay, without further ado, I am going to go to Penny, who has said whatever comes in, either life question, I think mostly life question, Penny, is what you're interested in. But you also said you're the other side. But let's go to your life question then, honey. What is it that we can do for you tonight? Go ahead.
I'm wondering what you see for me as far as relationships go.
Okay.
But like I said, anything, I'm open for any messages.
Okay. And so I want to start by reminding you again of that beautiful speech I made earlier, is that we are co-creators, okay? So everything that happens to you or has happened to you, somehow or other you had a part in it. And that's a good thing, because it makes us feel more like we have some input to our experiences. And now I'm going to go a little bit more from metaphysics, counseling, and lecturing, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to go over psychic and just check out what's going on now in your belief systems, in your life, how you're going about finding this mate or not. Okay? So let's look at that, Penny. Hold on for a second. Is Penny doing the right stuff, Spirit? Yeah, you're out there. They say you're out looking. Woo-wee. You look like you might go, it looks like there's some kind of do you dance at all, go dancing or socializing in a tavern or a club, or it has more of a country kind of like feel to it, the place I see you in, yes?
Maybe once in a while. I don't go out a whole lot because I'm not really into the bar scene, club scene kind of thing, but once in a while, yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, and it looks like it's a place that's not a pickup as much as, well, maybe it could be. Where are you located? Where's 920 area code?
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Okay, well, that could be there too. Well, that's cold in the winter. Well, what I'm saying is it reminds me like a country western place. So it could be a country western bar where people go, they do country western dancing, even line dancing. So you might want to rethink that whole idea of it going to bars and think of it as like something like an activity versus just a pickup scene, because that's the first thing I'm seeing for you is to get out more. I also need to check something else. Hold on. Well, they said you were getting out, so that's you're getting out enough, whatever it is you're doing. They're saying you are doing what you need to do. I'm trying to check if there's anybody hanging around from the past. No, I don't see anybody there energetically. Can you please confirm that you don't have anyone from the past that you're really asking about? Because I'm getting a no on that.
Yeah, I'm not interested in anybody in the past.
Okay, that's good.
I want a fresh start. The
Good.
real deal.
The real deal, yeah, versus the hanging on to the
Yeah.
false deal from the past. Because, yeah, that's good. Because if you don't have that energy lingering, then you're clear. So let me just see what you need to do, if there's anything more. Okay, is there anything she needs to do? Spirit. No, you're on course to meet the right person in the near future. You just need to go on a few more, I guess, dates with new people, and eventually you're going to find the right person. So they're giving me the impression that if you're not going to bars much, or you're not going to country western joints much, that you must be doing something to meet these candidates, and that would likely be a way to meet multiple candidates, the way they're giving it to me, like internet dating or something like that. Is that what you're doing now, Penny? Because they keep saying you're doing something and you're doing it right.
I haven't dated in almost 2 years now.
Oh.
So I'm not really doing much of anything. I go out with my friends once in a while, but I stay home most of the time.
Okay. So then we need to shift it to, you need to get out. Okay, you need to either do some internet dating, Match.com or whatever it is, or you need to, okay, I feel that you also need to improve your confidence level, because for some reason or other you're feeling like you don't want to try right now because maybe you don't feel like you're in shape or something, or you're not, something is there that's not quite right. So you need to take care of that, okay? And up the ante. Up the ante of yourself and your self-esteem. And then you need to take some action, okay? Because the man's not going to find you when you're throwing out your garbage or at work. He's just not, okay? So that's kind of what I'm getting is I want you to up the ante. If it means that you need to be fit, or maybe you feel like you need to lose a few pounds, not unusual. Winter, we tend to gain weight. Holidays, we tend to gain weight. And we tend to hibernate, especially in the cold weather, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I see you actually now going to these are advice for you. Go to a gym. Get out to do that. If you can take up country western dancing, all that, when you feel like you want to do it, or something that's social that has some purpose to it besides just being a pickup place, like a friendly activity. It could be bowling, it could be social dancing, whatever the heck it is. Pick something up like that. You also might want to do internet dating. And if you do those three things, you're going to be on the good foot. Your energy is going to improve. You're going to get out more. You're going to feel good about yourself, and somebody's going to fall in your lap. Now, I'm going to go to prediction. Hold on 1 second. What do we see for Patty? It's going to take about 3 to 6 months, because this is a long-term, they're telling me it's a long-term plan. First thing you might start doing is the gym, and that's going to kind of up your energy and your enthusiasm, and you're going to get rah, 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 and then you're going to start doing some of the other things. So about 3 to 6 months, you're going to be finding that you're interviewing and dating more, and there will be a new candidate for you very shortly after that. So if we move you out to 3 months, it's March, April time frame to June. Okay, so you got to take those steps, and I'm going to tell you how to use co-creation. And I'm doing this because this particular part of it is important, because everybody who wants love needs to do this. So what this is basically, if you're going to sleep at night, you're being in a very kind of half awake state, or if you're taking a meditation, but it needs to be done when you're in a dreamy kind of state, you say to your subconscious, this is what I really want. Okay, I really want love. I want the real deal. You said it a moment ago. And, come up with what that is, and I want you to get in touch with the feelings behind it. What is this man that you really want? What does he look like? Well, the look is not as important as how it will feel to be with him. Having common, I feel kindness is important to you. Kind person. Somebody with manners is important to you. So, get that going. And as you say it, get the juices going on how you feel, and order your subconscious to be listening up. You're giving it instructions. And then say to it, now go off and create this with God, whatever your terminology is, with I say the superconscious, because that works for me. So I'm trying to say it in language that would work for you. But you have to address your subconscious, because this is my discovery, is that our subconscious is merrily, busily at work, projecting our beliefs into the universe. That's the thing that's out there bringing us what we have. It's our subconscious. And our subconscious is a potpourri, or a long-term collection of all of our failures, all of our misbeliefs, all of our emotions. It doesn't have a rational mind. And you would know this if you study psychology, and you did. You probably do know this. But I'm just letting you know. I'm just reminding it for you and everyone else. It doesn't have the rational mind. It's a subjective mind. So we take our rational mind, we give it the instructions of what the new belief is and what it needs to do, so that it goes and projects out to universal mind. So that would be the way to help create what you're looking for, Penny. Okay, I hope that that's helpful to you, my dear.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Sure. Thank you. Happy holidays, my dear.
Thank you.
Thank you, honey. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, I'm going to area code 404, and I don't know who that mystery person is. Hello, who are you?
Hello.
Hi, and your name is?
How are you? Lydia.
Lydia?
Hi, Laura.
Hi,
Lydia.
Lydia, Lydia, Is that what you said?
NYDIA.
Oh, NY, Nydia. Okay, beautiful. Thank you. I'm glad that because every time I asked you, we it's like one of those things we're both trying to say the same thing at the same time, so I couldn't hear you. I want to remind you, Nydia, and everybody else listening, that if you would like to join my mailing list, you will be in a contest to win a free half-hour session with me. And all you need to do is go to spiritmediumtv.com, and on the upper right portion of that screen, you will find the form to join my mailing list. I can't take your email now because everybody listening, but I'm inviting you to do so. Okay, Nydia, what can I do for you this evening? Are we working on your own life, or are we working on an other side connection, please?
I would like a other side connection.
Sure. There feels like there's a female to you in spirit that's more of a peer energy. That means in your age group, or sister or something, or friend like a sister. I'm going to work that a little bit, and we'll see if you can understand that, please. But before I go any further, do you know somebody that's female that you're wanting to speak with that's more in a peer group to you, like a sister or friend or sister-in-law or something like that, cousin or something? That's in spirit. Before I continue.
No, not recently. No.
Okay. So then let me just let that go. Not recently. Interesting. Not recently. So what you're saying to me subtly is...
No, not at all. I don't have anyone, any female.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe a smaller person.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, okay. So let me just say that there's a female to you that's in spirit that feels like she's peer group to you, peer energy to you. And I'm going to develop a little bit. Maybe that person will develop in the right direction. Let's go with it. Even though you said no, you did say there was a younger person. And everybody that calls, usually there's a specific person that you want. And I don't want to kind of go off on a tangent. There's a mother figure for you in spirit, Nydia. Of course, there's a mother figure. There's a grandma, of course. It's also your mother's. Oh, okay, your mother's sister is in spirit, I think. Okay, hold on. Let me just see where I go with this. Family member. There's a family member that's female that is in spirit. She's with you a lot. She's with you now. She comes in to visit you. These are the things she's saying, and I haven't really developed her yet, but I have to give you everything I'm getting. She comes in to visit you often, actually. She comes in to play with you, play with toys and things like that. She seems to have dark hair, browner skin. The hair has a little bit of a curl or wave to it. It looks like a little girl. Now, you've already kind of told me there was a younger female that's in spirit to you. I would assume then that this is somebody, if there's a younger person in spirit that you're thinking of, that you want to speak with, that could be your own child or a family member's child. I don't have who it is just yet. I'm just going to develop it a little bit. There's a sense of this baby, it's a child still, having some kind of difficulty in the chest area, breathing and lungs, as if they didn't develop properly, or just inability to breathe. Do you understand this for the person you're thinking of, please?
That's correct.
Yeah, and there's a severe debilitation in this area, a lot of wheezing, a lot of coughing, never able to get the air in that she needed. And it's very sad because I see her going to multiple doctors with you and trying to find the right solution. It's almost as if her lungs didn't develop fully through the developmental phase, like as a fetus, if you will. It's like there's something there that's slower in growing or not fully filling in the chest cavity. She says, "Mommy, I'm okay. I'm okay." She breathes freely now. She breathes freely now. She sends you her love, and she knows that you send her your love every day. It's a lovely pink blanket that she shows me. I'm going to cry because it's very, very sensitive subject. A pink blanket that you hold a lot, you hold close to your heart, or you smell it sometimes. It seems to be left in an area, or you hold it. It's an area that she used to, maybe her own room or her own crib or something like. She shows me this blanket. Do you understand the blanket, please, Nydia?
Yeah.
Okay. She says you hold that close to your heart a lot and smell it, and you're always blessing me. She says you've handled this well. You've handled this so well. She says, she says, and I'm glad you have, Mommy, because it shows me that you know I'm still around and I haven't died. I'm with you all the time. I give you hope for the future and another child. Now, either this child's already born or that he's coming in, but it looks like there's a brother to her. Do you have this son yet, or is this something you're hoping for?
No, he also passed.
Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, God. Okay. Wow. You've had
She
your...
was 5 months. She passed from cardiac arrest. And her older brother died in a car accident.
Oh. But are you hoping to have another child someday, sweetheart?
Mm-hmm. I did suffer miscarriage too.
You've had some miscarriages also? Because I think I don't want to give you false hope, but what she's talking about is that you have hope for another child, or there's another child coming to you. So it must be that you're still trying to get pregnant, or, you know, that you have gotten pregnant. But there's a son that could be...
Actually, I'm battling the courts to try to get my niece, custody of my niece from my sister.
Okay.
I mean, my sister wants this for me because she can't do it right now.
Oh, God bless. That's a beautiful thing, because you're hoping for another child is what she's saying. And then she said something about it being a boy, so maybe I got the lines crossed.
No, it's a girl.
But it's a girl. It's a girl. And then maybe the reason I say boy is maybe because your son is there also. Wow, you've had some significant losses. So she said she's trying to make it seem that you are going to get this child. Okay? Your baby in spirit is showing me that you are going to get this child, and that everything will be fine for you on earth, and you're going to have an ability now to give love to a child that all these children were taken from you, but you will have a child now to love and take care of. And she says that little girl needs you. That little girl needs you. So God is working with you, Nydia, to have everything that you need and that you can express your love properly. I want to see if your son wants to pop in also. May I do so, please?
Yes, please. I would love to.
Yeah. Okay. Now, I see a boy who's not that old, okay? He seems, and I don't know why I'm seeing this, so I want you to be open-minded, but he's not fully developed into a man. He's more like teen years, 12 years old, that kind of a thing. And I don't...
Almost 16.
Okay. So he's still a boy when this happens, which is very, very traumatic for you and for everyone around. And he also says that he was a little immature for his age, and that's why Laura, me, got the idea he was even younger than 16, you know, like 12 or whatever. He says a little bit younger than he was playing with friends. He wasn't supposed to be where he was. There seems to be, you said he was hit by a car already. I think you already said that, correct?
No, he was in the car. The three of them died.
Okay, so he was playing with friends in a car then. Okay, he was together with friends in a car. Okay, but there's something about it that he wants to say there was something about it that shows immaturity on his part, or that he shouldn't have been there. Okay, so I want to see if I can develop that a little bit, just to give you that extra validation, if you will. Okay, what do you mean, sweetie? There's a B name also, like a Barry or something like that. I don't know whose name that is or where that fits, but I'm just going to hand that to you. It might make sense later. Hold on. I was with friends. We were kidding around, and we shouldn't have been there. We did the wrong thing. And they say they took the car by accident, and this wasn't planned. It was like almost something they shouldn't have been doing. Do you understand that, please, Nydia? It makes sense to you.
No, everything was planned. Everything was planned. We don't know what happened. The girl that was driving, she was 20. My son was almost 16, and his friend was like 18. So it was a good
90 seconds.
Well, there's something there about them kidding around or being immature. They could have actually been teasing her when she was driving. Okay. Yeah, because there's something there that they were doing that they shouldn't have been doing, and that he's saying that, you know, in part it was immaturity that caused the accident. Okay, so you know, that's all I can say about it. I don't want to spend too much time on it because it's a very, very sensitive subject for you. But let's just leave it that
60 seconds.
he still exists. I just want to give you something tangible to hold on to. This time of year is extremely difficult when one's lost a child, and two for you, and several others. Hold on. You want to say anything to Mom? Just that I love her. And he says, it wasn't my fault, Mom. It wasn't my fault. It was the other guy's fault. He did the wrong thing. He kept teasing her. Did she have blonde hair, the driver?
I think she had dirty blonde hair.
Yeah, I see blonde hair there. They were in, one of them was in the back, at least one of them was in the back seat. I think they both were in the back seat, and they were teasing her and distracting her. But mostly the other guy was doing it than your son.
10 seconds.
And your son was trying to tell her to stop, to tell him to stop. And that kind of caused her to make a judgment error. And there seems to be something happening there where she either ran a red light or something like that, where she made an error judgment. He says, I'm fine now where I am. I'm playing ball with friends. I have a life. I'm growing up. He says, I know it's hard on you, Mom. He says, I know it's hard on you. He says, but life does continue, and I'm here with you now. In other words, I'm just in a different place, but I'm still alive. And he's growing up. He's developing. He's growing up. He's with Grandpa. He's with other family members. He says, Grandpa's showing me a lot of things that I wouldn't have known on my own. So it's like as if he has a life there, sweetie. And I don't mean to make light of it, but we have to, you know, we have to see them, and we have to know they're safe so that we can heal, and we can have the best that we can possibly have. Much love to you, Nydia, at this holiday season. Good luck in adopting your niece, and thank you so much for calling in, honey. God bless.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, honey. Bye-bye. God bless.
Bye.
Okay, I'm going to say goodnight to everybody. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I will be here next week, same time, 7 p.m. Eastern, and it was at 4 p.m. Pacific time, and you know how to do the math on your own time zone. I look forward to doing this with you again next week. If you would like to be in the mailing list to win a free session, just go to spiritmediumtv.com, and you'll be in the monthly contest to win a free session by joining my mailing list. The form is on the right side of that page. Thank you, everybody. God bless.